welcome back. Today I am super excited because we are going to be beating this face together. We're going to be doing a little get ready with me. Plus I'm going to be answering, or I guess responding to your guys' assumptions about me. I've seen this video going around and I love watching them. They're so interesting to watch. It's basically where you guys say your assumptions about me and then I kind of like say whether or not they're true and like answer to them. And it's a good way for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. I don't really do like Q&As or anything that often. And I've gained a lot of new subscribers recently, so I realized they may know nothing about me aside just from like my makeup preferences from my makeup videos. So I figured this would be fun to do, and I wanted to add like the get ready with me aspect because it's kind of boring just to watch somebody talk sometimes. So I figured I would slay my face at the same time. I am not having a good hair day today. That's very apparent. I never have good hair days, I feel like. So we're just not gonna look at that. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I may not tell you every single product that I'm using because this is gonna be more about like the assumptions and I'm just gonna be doing my makeup, but I will try to tell you guys the products. And I'll definitely have them listed in the description box in case you're interested in that. But first I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow as my primer. I asked for these assumptions on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you really should. It's at Strack Official. They just have a lot better platform to be able to ask like questions and stuff on, I feel like. So that's why I did it over there. I have a big giveaway going on my Instagram too, so you guys should definitely check me out over there so you can be involved in the next one of these. But let me get this blended and then we will start with the assumptions. I literally looked at them like briefly before filming this and I was like, oh my god, because I didn't really look at them when you guys were like sending them in. And then I started to look at them right before I started to film this, and there was so many. You guys went crazy. I didn't get to read like all of them, but some of them were so funny. All right, into the assumptions. All right, assumption number one was a popular one. I got a lot of like similar assumptions. Like I'll tell you guys the ones that a lot of people put in. But this one says, I think you were very popular in high school, i.e. cheerleader, nominated homecoming queen. So no, the only part of that that's true is that I was a cheerleader in high school. That I was. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I was a cheerleader, but I was not popular in high school. I like always had like a really good group of friends, still do. Like I'm still really close with my friends from high school. They're like my ride or dies. Like I have a lot of good friends from college, but my high school people are like my heart, like love them. So I had a really great group of friends, and yeah, so it wasn't like I didn't have friends. Like I wasn't like sitting alone in the lunchroom or anything, but I wasn't part of like the popular group, so to speak. And like, can I just say that if you are watching this video and like you're in high school or you're in middle school where like the most important thing in life seems like being popular, like I need to just tell you that like that doesn't exist in real life. Like popular people isn't a thing in the regular world. So like it literally means nothing. Like even in college, like I went to a big college, so it could definitely probably be different at smaller schools, but like there was no such thing even as popular people in college. Like nobody cares about that. It's really not important. And like some of the people in my high school that were like popular, now I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like not trying to be shady, but like I'm just saying like in general, like it really means nothing in the grand scheme of life. So yeah, I would just say I was normal in high school. I was not nominated for homecoming queen, but I was a cheerleader. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer from Too Faced. Let's get the next assumption going. Someone said, I assume you don't like cleaning. That's not true. I actually love cleaning. Like if you come to my house, there is never anything anywhere. I hate clutter. That's like such a big pet peeve of mine. Like I always put everything away where it's supposed to go. And I actually do like deep cleaning. We like spot clean and stuff throughout the week, but then Steven and I like once per week will really deep clean the house, like steam mop all the floors and like you know, sanitize all the countertops in the kitchen and the bathrooms and stuff. It's like kind of relaxing for me. I don't know, but having like a clean space is really important. So I would say 90% of my house is super organized, and the only things that aren't is like my filming room and my beauty room, and it's just like those are always constant chaos and I hate that. It's just, it gets to be a lot. But yes, I do like to clean actually. So this next one says you are spoiled but not in a bad way. So no, I wouldn't say that at all. You know, to me, I feel like spoiled means someone else is like giving you stuff and that makes you spoiled. Like anything that I have, like I bought myself, so I don't consider that to be spoiled. You know, I worked hard for it and that's that. Do I like nice things? Absolutely. But like I don't think that that makes you spoiled, so to speak. Another assumption somebody actually said, kind of goes along with that. They said, you are very down to earth and real, but you like nice things. And I think that that really is like true for me. Like I definitely like nice things. I like designer things, but I'm very realistic and down to earth. Like I don't care if something isn't designer or anything like that. Like some people did say that they assumed that I was like materialistic, and that's really not the case. To me, materialistic means like all you care about is like the brand or like where something's from. And that's just like so not true. Like I obviously have nice designer things, but like I also shop at Forever 21 and like Charlotte Russe. I'm so sad that Charlotte Russe is going out of business. Like I was literally going to my mall to go there and it said like everything must go, and I was like, what? Like I was literally so upset. I tweeted about it. Or even like Target, Walmart. Like I shop everywhere. I don't think I'm materialistic, but I do like nice things. But I do definitely think that there is a difference, and you know, I work hard for what I have, and so I don't think that makes me spoiled. Okay, next assumption is that you only like small dogs. No, that's not actually true at all. It definitely, like growing up, I was actually really scared of dogs, or like really any animal in general. Like I like really feared animals. When I was really young, I was bit by my neighbor's dog, and that kind of scared me to death from like any animal for like a large part of my life, basically until we got Penelope. And that's when I was in college. Like I was like 20 years old, like 21 maybe, when we got Penelope, which is like my family's dog. She lives with my mom and dad. Now obviously Steven and I have Prince, which is our own dog who lives with us. But I was really scared of dogs for a really long time, but we got Penelope and that kind of changed everything for me. Like she's so little and so sweet, and so I realized that like not every animal was gonna try and bite me, and like a lot of my friends now have bigger dogs and I'm not scared of them or anything at all. I'm sorry if the lighting like drastically just changed. The sun is like going in and out of the clouds outside, so I apologize for that. But I realized that like not every dog was gonna try and bite me and like attack me, and that like changed everything for me. So now I love like all kinds of dogs. I definitely gravitate, I guess, more towards owning little dogs, but I don't dislike big dogs at all. There was also a lot of assumptions that I wanted another dog, and me and Steven have actually been talking about it. Getting another dog just for Prince. Like Prince is really high energy. He's a Pomeranian, and I feel like if he had like another companion, it would be really good for him. And I want a girl dog. I'm like outnumbered with Steven and Prince. All right, next I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl little micro brow in soft brown to do my brows. And the next assumption is that your makeup collection is worth $25K. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. I have never like gone through and done like an inventory or anything to even know like a ballpark of like what my makeup collection is worth. So I can't even really respond to that because I don't know. Like it could definitely be worth $25,000. It could totally be worth way more, or it could totally be worth way less. Like I literally just have no idea. And I've never really gone through and like done that, like inventoried everything that I have. So I don't know. Oh my god, trying to talk while doing my brows is gonna be the hardest part of this whole video, but I'm gonna try it, y'all. So let's find another assumption. Okay, so this is another one. This I feel like will take me longer to talk about. But because I got a lot of this, and I was kind of surprised, like I don't know, but I got a lot of people that said you were born into money, or like, you know, some sorts of that, like you have rich parents, you grew up rich, whatever. Like a lot of assumptions around that. And I feel like it's a hard assumption to answer because it could have very different meanings to different people. Being born into money could mean different things to different people. But in my personal opinion, I guess, the answer is that I just lived a regular life growing up. You know, like I, growing up, never had to worry about money. Like I was never worried that we weren't gonna have a house, or we weren't gonna have food, or like anything like that. Like that was never anything that I worried about. My parents both worked so hard to give me everything that they could, and I always had everything that I needed, and a lot of the stuff that I wanted to. Like my parents literally just worked so hard to give me the best life that they could. You know, I grew up in like a nice town where a lot of the families were just like one income. Like the dad worked and the mom stayed home, and that wasn't the case for my family. Like both my parents worked so hard every single day, and they still do. They both work so hard, but at the same time, like my parents aren't millionaires or anything close to that. So I guess I would just say that I grew up normal. Like I had the luxury of not having to worry about money, but it wasn't like my first car was a Range Rover and I was going on these exotic family vacations or like anything like that. Yeah, I guess I grew up normally. But what I can say for sure is that because I'm an only child, which I got some people that assumed that, and that is true. You know, and a stereotype of only children is that you can be spoiled and ungrateful, and like those are kind of like stereotypes. And I think my parents extra compensated to make sure that I wasn't like that. They really didn't want me to grow up being like spoiled or entitled or anything. And so everything that my parents gave me, they made sure to be like, you have this because we worked hard for it. And they're like, when you grow up, you have to work hard too to have the things that you want and the things that you need. And that was something that they always ingrained in me from like the youngest of ages. And just like the value of the dollar and, you know, the importance of saving money, like that was something that they always told me. So I knew everything that I had was because my parents worked really hard for it. And I think that definitely has a lot to do with the kind of person that I am today. All right, I am chatting for so long and I'm not doing my brows. So I'm gonna go finish my other brow and then we're gonna come back. All right, eyebrows are done. The hard part is over. I'm gonna go in with this new MAC palette. This is so pretty. This is the MAC Art Library. It is like stunning. I used it the other day and I'm gonna use it again today to do my eye look. The next assumption kind of goes off a little bit what I just talked about, but this one says you are smart with your money and investing it for your future, unlike others, so it seems. So yeah, that kind of goes off what I just said. My parents definitely growing up did always stress the importance of like not spending every dollar that you have and saving and like, you know, never buy anything that you can't afford. Like I literally, and I actually don't suggest this and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I didn't have a credit card I think until I graduated from college. Like I don't even know that I had a credit card in college, and if I did, I never used it. It was like just for emergencies only. My parents were always like, put everything on your debit card because, you know, they were just scared that I was gonna like get a credit card and then just put all this stuff that I couldn't afford on it, because like you don't have to pay it immediately, where if the debit card just automatically comes out of like your account, it's like not really much different than using cash. I wouldn't necessarily suggest not having a credit card, because like when I bought my car and when we bought our house, you know, I had good credit, but not a lot of credit because I didn't have a credit card for a really long time. So it wasn't like I had bad credit, but I just didn't have a lot of it, and that definitely can negatively affect you. So I wish I would have had a credit card and used it sooner. Now I use my credit card for literally everything, but I pay it off in full every single month. So I kind of use it like a debit card, but I'm building credit while doing so and getting cash back and stuff. But I think my parents were just scared that I was just gonna buy all the stuff that I couldn't afford on it and be like, oh, well, I don't have to pay this. You know, I can pay $10 for 150 years to pay this off or whatever. Financial stuff like that, like my parents just always really taught me a lot of really good lessons, and you know, I definitely invest a lot of money in my future. And you know, because when you're self-employed like what I do, like you don't have a 401k or anything from a company. Like I have my own like retirement stuff and like all things like that. So yeah, I would say that I am very smart with my money, and I owe that all to my parents really trying to explain the importance of that kind of stuff to me growing up throughout my life. Next one says, I assume you have a drama-free life. You are one of the sweetest people, very humble. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I really don't. Honestly, like I don't like drama, and I don't have a lot of drama in my life. I'm lucky in that sense. You know, I have really great friends. We love each other. We don't have all this drama and stuff. Like we just like enjoy each other's company, have so much fun together. Steven and I obviously don't have drama in between like ourselves. And you know, my family is really great as well. Like I don't have family drama. You know, I think everyone has their issues and their tiffs and stuff, but I really do have a pretty drama-free life, and I like it that way. The next one is that you don't like getting dirty. Oh my God, that's very true. I really don't. Like I am not an outdoorsy person. It's just not me. It's so funny because Steven is like, he would like love to go camping and stuff, and I'm just like, I just don't know that I would like survive. Like I don't know. Even growing up, like I never liked really being outside. Like I like going to like the beach or like the pool, but like I'm not, or actually, I don't even know. It's not true. Like I like to hike. I've gone on like hikes with Steven, and that's actually really fun. Like nature is beautiful, but I definitely am more of like, let's go to the mall, or like, let's go to like, I don't know, the beach, than like go on a hike. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not super outdoorsy. I don't really like getting dirty, so to speak. I guess I would say that's pretty true. Okay, literally so many assumptions about kids, pregnancy, like literally so many people being like, you really want to be pregnant, you really want to have kids, but then also the flip side, you don't want to have kids. And stuff like that. So to lump them all into one, I am not, you know, looking to be pregnant right now or have any children. I do want to have kids at some point, but right now it's just not the right time for like myself or Steven. Like neither of us want to have kids right now. You know, I feel like people forget sometimes, like I am only 25. I feel like a lot of times people think that I'm older than that, but yeah, I'm only 25. So like I'm in a kind of weird place in my life. I feel like me and Steven are a little different just because, you know, we own our own home and like we're married and stuff, but like literally half of my friends still live at home with their parents. Like it's a very weird sort of area in life. But I don't have any friends that have kids or even any friends that like own homes or anything. Like most of them still live with their parents or some like rent and stuff, but I'm also the only one that's married. Like I'm a little bit, I guess, older in that sense than a lot of my friends are. But I mean, and not that your friends have to have kids for you to have kids, but like I just feel like we're in a different place in our life and we want to travel, and like there's just a lot of things that I want to do before I have children. So I definitely want kids one day, but that day is not today, and it is not next year, or even probably not the year after that. But like maybe when I'm 30. So that gives me like 5 years. My parents actually were married for 10 years before they had me. My parents got married, or almost 11 actually. I think they got married when they were 24, and they had me when they were 35. But they did a lot, like in the 11 years that, you know, they didn't have me. So yeah, definitely want to be a mom one day, but definitely not chomping at the bit to be one right now. Someone said that you and Steven's marriage is fake, but love you the mostest. Okay. Well, thank you for saying that you love me. I love you too, but no, our marriage is not fake. Yeah, we got married in November and we've been together for over 10 years. The next one says, you are so confident about you, your abilities, and your body. Lots of love from Mexico. Yeah, I am actually. You know, I've worked really hard to have a lot of confidence in myself. I went for a very long time where I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, like most of my life growing up. And it goes back to like what I was saying before, like I was never like one of the most popular girls, or like was never the skinniest or anything like that. Like I feel like growing up, my friends were always so skinny, and I was just like, why am I not so skinny? But that's just like I'm not meant to be like that, you know what I mean? Like all of my friends were, I just have like very petite friends, I guess. Like all my friends were like 5 foot and like 100 pounds. And I'm like 5'5", I have size 9 feet, I have big hands. Like I'm not meant to be little, and like I was always just like, what the hell? But now I'm like totally confident in anything and everything, and in myself. I believe in myself a lot, and it's taken me time to get here, but yeah, like I definitely have a lot of confidence, but I haven't always been like that. The next one is that you love helping people. Yeah, absolutely, I really do. I've always been a kind of person where I put people before myself all the time, and like sometimes that comes back to bite you in the butt, but that's just the kind of person that I am, and I definitely do love to help people. Like that always just makes me feel really happy. Like I'm always the kind of person too, like on Christmas and stuff, like I love to give gifts more than receive. Like I just love like giving stuff to my family, giving stuff to my friends, and like helping people that I love so much. So yeah, I definitely do. I like to do that. Let's get another assumption. There's so many. Oh my God, I'm like trying to read them and like pick the good ones, but there's like so many. Okay, so this next one said you went to college to be a doctor. No, I actually, when I went into college, I wanted to be a lawyer, but at the school that I went to, like pre-law wasn't a possible major. You couldn't like major in pre-law. So a lot of people did like political science, but I was just nervous that if I did that, like I wouldn't be able to easily find a job after graduation unless I went to law school, and I wasn't like 100% sold on being a lawyer. I just wasn't 100% sold on like actually making it through law school. So I talked to like my guidance counselor or like dean or whatever, and she was like, no, like you can literally do like whatever major you want, and then like you can go to school to be a lawyer, like it doesn't matter. So I majored in HR because that's a lot of like the legal kind of side of business too. A lot of that has to do with like the laws and making sure your company is compliant. So that's kind of why I majored in HR. And then like kind of midway through college, I decided that I really liked HR in and of itself, and I didn't want to be a lawyer. I wanted to do that. And so I just continued on with HR. I got my master's in HR, and then kind of realized that I didn't want to do HR either. And what I really was passionate about was beauty and social media and YouTube and stuff. And that's what got me to where I am today. So that also answers a lot of, there was like assumptions about education. People were saying, like, I assumed that you didn't go to college. I assumed that you did, like both ways. So yeah, I did go. Okay, next assumption. You are really bad at learning languages. Oh my God, it's so true, and I really wish that wasn't the case. I took Spanish for such a long time, literally from like kindergarten up until college. Like I took Spanish, and I mean, I know some, but like we went to Barcelona and I was like, I'm not as good as I thought I am. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't stick with me, which is so upsetting because I really wish I could learn more. I feel like that just helps you so much in life. Like when you know more than one language, it's just so helpful and like amazing, and I really wish that I could know like a bunch of languages, but I'm just not good at it. Okay, oh my God, literally so many assumptions involving like Steven's job, and on both sides of the spectrum too, which is so funny. Like so many people saying that they just assume that Steven doesn't work and that I support him, and then also vice versa. Like someone said that they assume that I don't work and I just rely on my husband's money. So I guess maybe that person doesn't watch my YouTube channel, or if they do, I guess you don't think that this is work, but it is. This is my job. So yeah, I do work. No, I don't rely on my husband's money or anything like that. But also, like, the other side of the spectrum is also incorrect. Steven does work. I do not support him. He has a totally separate career from mine. I know a lot of YouTubers, like, their husbands work with them and stuff, but that's not the case for us. Steven, you know, works completely, has a completely separate career from me. He definitely does help me with stuff, like taking photos and things from time to time, but yeah, he has his own career, and I feel like there were so many assumptions about it just because I don't ever talk about it. Like whenever I do a Q&A and stuff, people always ask me that. Like what Steven does for work. I actually got people on this, like the assumption thing, just asking me like, well, what does your husband do for work? I'm like, that's not an assumption. But there's a reason why I don't talk about it. Steven in general is a very private person. He's very different from me. Like he posts on Instagram, like, I don't know, once every couple of months, maybe, like max, like 5 times a year. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like he's just so different than I am. Which is good. Like I feel like that works well for us. But you know, part of that is because of what he does for a job. Like he deals with more sensitive stuff at work, and because of that he just doesn't want it to be broadcasted on social media, which I totally understand, and you know, that's basically why I don't talk about it. But he has his own career. I'm so proud of him. He is literally like my hero, and he helps to make this world a better place, and yeah, I couldn't be more proud of him and what he does every day. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Alrighty, moving right along. This assumption says that I assume that you are very rich and you don't buy any makeup because you get it sent in PR. No, that is not true at all, guys. I buy so much makeup. It's funny because yesterday I was literally just going through like expenses and stuff for my taxes, and I was seeing like how much makeup I bought in 2018, and I was like, that's a lot. No, I buy a lot of makeup. I'm so grateful for the company's like PR list that I'm on, but like I'm not on every company's PR list and stuff, and that's totally fine because I love just going into Sephora and like buying stuff and checking out the new products and things. So I still do buy a lot of makeup. You know, the PR helps, but I buy a lot. I'm just letting my lashes dry. I'm going in with the Salon Perfect 614s. This assumption says, I don't know where somebody got this, but they say you don't like James Charles. No, that's not true at all. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever met James. Like I've met a lot of YouTubers, like the big YouTubers like from LA and stuff, just on brand trips or at events. But I've never met James, no. So I don't know him personally, but from what I see from his social networks, like his channel and his Instagram and stuff, he's incredibly talented and incredibly creative. And I think he deserves like all of the limelight and success that he's gotten because like he is incredibly talented. So no, I don't dislike him at all. You know, don't know him personally, but I think he seems like a really cool guy. All right, I'm just going in with my lashes. Just waiting for my other lash to dry now. This next one says, I assume that you struggle with anxiety. Love you, Kelly. Thank you. I love you too. And no, you know, I really don't. Like, I don't take that lightly to say that I struggle with anxiety. So I would say no. Do I certainly have times where I'm anxious? Absolutely. I think everybody does. But like I have a lot of friends that do really struggle with anxiety on a daily basis, and that is luckily, you know, something that I don't have to deal with. And of course, you know, everyone has different stuff that they go through, but no, I wouldn't say that it's something that I struggle with daily. This next one says, I assume you wish you weren't an only child. So this is kind of funny. Growing up, I feel like it's so weird because me and Steven are so polar opposite when it comes to this. Steven is also an only child, but growing up, I never wanted another sibling, like ever. Like I did not want somebody else. Like I would literally worry that like my parents were gonna have another kid, and I'm like, no, which sounds so stupid. But like Steven like always wanted like a brother or like somebody else to play with. I think for me, I have a really big family. My dad is one of 8, so I have a lot of cousins, and cousins that I'm really, really close to that I consider like brothers and sisters to me. And so I think because of that, it never bothered me that I was an only child. Now that I'm older, I think that I would like to have a sibling just because you know, as your parents age, it helps to just have like a shoulder to lean on when stuff gets difficult as your parents age. And I know that Steven or I won't have that, which will be tough. Yeah, so I feel like now I kind of wish that I wasn't an only child, but growing up, definitely not. So yeah, I'm kind of indifferent on it, to be honest with you guys. Okay, next assumption that I got is that you wish you got to see Steven more often. I actually got a couple people that said like similar things to that, like you wish you got to spend more time with your husband, or that they assumed that I don't spend time with my husband, which I feel like is weird. I don't know why people assumed that. Like if I just got one person saying that, I'd be like, oh, whatever. There was like a couple of people saying stuff like that. I feel like I spend a ton of time with Steven. I think because of what I said before, like he's more of a private person. I'm just going in with the Tarte Fake Awake liner. Because he's more of a private person, I don't show him all the time on my social media, so people might assume that I don't spend a lot of time with him. So that's probably just why. But yeah, we spend a lot of time together. I mean, obviously we live together. And yeah, like, I mean, I see him every single day, so we spend definitely a lot of time together. This next one says, I assume your husband had no say in home decoration. Oh my god. So whenever I sew stuff on like my Instagram stories like of our home, which I am gonna have like a full done like home tour coming soon to YouTube, or I don't know about like soon, but like this year, because I'm still getting some pieces. I still have some rooms in my house that aren't decorated at all, that have nothing in them. So it's coming along. But the rooms that I do have done, like I definitely have more of a girly taste. Like you guys know me, I'm very glamorous. I love like glitz and glam and stuff like that. Is just me to my core. And so I guess some parts of my home or some pieces are more girly than others. Like I definitely made our bedroom not like that, but our living room has like a lot of like glamorous, I guess, accents to it. So people are always like, oh my god, like how does Steven feel about that? And like honestly, Steven is the most like chill person in the world, and I love that about him. Like he could give a crap about really anything, like when it comes to stuff like that. Like there are definitely stuff that he cares about, but like home decor, he's like, you do you, babe, whatever you want, that's what goes. Like he doesn't care. I let him decorate the basement. I was like, you do down here, you get what you want. You know, because he has like his desk down there, like his video games and stuff, and his TVs and all that. And so I was like, yeah, like you get stuff. And he like ordered like all this like beer stuff like from Amazon. Like we have like a little sign that says like beer 30 instead of like 12:30, like the time says beer 30. Like all this like stuff, like Budweiser, Blue Moon signs, all that sort of thing. And I was like, okay, that's fine, cute. We have like a little bar down there, and that's like his kind of area that he decorated, but no, he doesn't care at all. So no, I guess I would say he didn't have much say, but it's because he doesn't care. Like if he cared, I wouldn't have done it. Like I would have made it, I guess, a little bit more unisex, but he's like, oh no, that looks nice, whatever. Next, to finish up the face, I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Natural Face Palettes. Okay, so the next assumption says, oh my god, this was a funny one. I assume that you got butt implants. No. Actually, growing up, like I always had a big butt. My mom has a big butt. It just like runs in our family, I guess. I don't know. But like growing up, I hated it. I was so insecure about it. I was like, why is my butt so big? Again, all my friends were these little skinny minis, and I was like, what the hell? Now it definitely doesn't bother me. Like I feel like I've grown into it more, and you know, whatever. But no, I don't have butt implants. It's always been like that. Like when I gain weight, it just goes there. And that's that. This next one said, I assume you were smart in school / college. Yeah, that's definitely true. Not to like toot my own horn. Not even like, I don't think that I'm smarter than anyone else. I think that I just tried really hard because I had to, because like school was like so important to my parents. Like that was like one thing that they did not budge on ever. And like I'd always tell people this story and they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yes. My freshman year at Rutgers, there's this class called XBOS that every freshman has to take, and it's like known for being like the hardest class like ever. It's basically the freshman writing class, but it's like ridiculously hard. Nobody gets an A in it, literally nobody. Many people have to take it twice. Like a lot of people don't pass it the first time. And so in that class, I got a B, which was like really good. Like literally, like I said, nobody gets an A. Like most people get C's, D's, or have to take it again. And I remember going home and like telling my dad, like, you know, he asked to see my grades or whatever, and I got like that 1B, and he was like, because you said that class is so hard, I'm gonna believe you and give you the benefit of the doubt, but don't ever let me see another B again, or you're coming home. Like you're not going to school anymore. And I was like, understood. And I didn't. So yeah, like my parents were sticklers when it came to grades. Like that was like, you had to put your all into school. They were very, very into schooling. And so yeah, I always got good grades and stuff in school for sure, because I had to. This next one said, I assume you get Botox. No, sir, I have never gotten Botox. The only thing I've ever done is lip filler. That's the only thing I've ever had. Nothing, I've never touched my face or anything on my body ever with anything else. With that being said, I do think I will get Botox at some point. Like once I get a bit older, I start to see wrinkles and stuff, I will definitely probably get Botox, but I have never had it but I don't think there's anything, you know, wrong with it. This next one says, I assume that you have no criminal history. Yes, that is very true. I have none. I've only been pulled over like, well, actually I've been pulled over a lot of times, but I've only like gotten like one ticket in my life, so no criminal history. The next assumption is that you don't drink a lot. So that is true, honestly. Like, well, I mean, I guess it depends how you could say it. Like, I love to, on a Friday or a Saturday night, like with dinner, have like a glass of wine or a beer or like whatever. But like, I feel like a lot of times people my age and like in college and stuff, like just drink to get drunk. And that's never been something that I've like been big on. Like, I genuinely like the way beer tastes. I genuinely like the way wine tastes. I'm not an alcohol girl whatsoever at all, like hard alcohol or like liquor. Like you will never catch me really drinking anything like that unless there's like no other option. Like I literally go to these like bougie like party things for like influencers and stuff, and everyone has like martinis and I'm like, do you have like any beer? But like I like wine too, so that's actually normally what I drink like at events. But yeah, like I don't drink to like get drunk. Like if I'm having beer or wine, it's just because I enjoy the taste of it. And yeah, like I don't actually like the feeling of like being drunk or anything like that. Like I like to be like in control of like my mind and like not have like my state altered, I guess. The next one says, I assume you're too nice to people even if they do something wrong or shady to you. So, gosh, that could go either way, honestly. It depends. I give people the benefit of the doubt, and a lot of times I'll give people second chances. After you get a second chance, it's never happening again. You do something to me again, it's over. I guess that's like the New Jersey in me or whatever. Like, if you mess with me once, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm a good person and I believe in second chances. But if you mess with me again, you better watch out. I assume you'd never post a picture without it being edited. No, that's not true either, actually. The other day, I had like a picture and I went to upload it and I had like the unedited one and then the edited one, and then like 2 hours later I realized that I accidentally uploaded the unedited one, but I was like, oh, whatever. Like I didn't even edit it on Instagram, like didn't even up the brightness, up the saturation, like nothing. Like it was literally just like the pure picture and I was like, oh damn, I uploaded the wrong one. But yeah, you know, I've definitely uploaded like multiple pictures before that are not edited, so that's not true. The next one says, I assume you count calories on the regular. That is very, very true. I always kind of have like a mental tally. Like I don't obsessively count them like on an app or anything. Sometimes I'll use apps, but that's not like an everyday sort of thing. But like in my head, when I'm like looking at something, I'll be like, okay, like that's probably like 250 calories and now this is probably 500, and I'm just adding up a mental tally like for my day of like how many calories I'm consuming, and I just feel like that makes me make mindful choices. I'm always like mindful of that, yes. The next one says that I assume you don't like living in New Jersey. That's not true at all. I love it here. This is my home. This is where I was born and where I was raised and where I see the rest of my life being. I feel like maybe at some point I may live somewhere else. Like I don't really know. Me and Steven were back and forth. We almost moved to Los Angeles. I didn't really talk about that a lot on YouTube or really ever, I don't know. We like looked at some places out there and stuff, and I was just like, my heart isn't out here. It really isn't. Like my family, my friends, like everybody is at home, and I feel like you don't have to live in Los Angeles to be successful doing YouTube. So yeah, New Jersey's my home. I love it here, and this is where I imagine myself like having kids and really having like my roots. The next one says, I assume you are a generally happy person 99% of the time. Oh, well, thank you. Honestly, yeah, like I am a pretty happy person. Like I'm a positive person. I always have been. Like I've always tried to look at things positively. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know about 99% of the time. Like I definitely have bad days, but like in my core, in my heart, genuinely, like I am very happy and I'm a happy, positive person. And you know, that just makes life better. The next one says, I assume that people take you as unapproachable. Sometimes, like a lot of times I'll have people tell me that they thought that I was gonna be mean before they met me or like bitchy or whatever, and like I feel like people just stereotype that by like the way you look, maybe. I don't really know, but like as soon as anyone like I open my mouth to anyone, they're like, oh my god, you're so nice. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like why did you not think I was gonna be nice? So that definitely does happen, but like I'm a nice person. The next one says, I assume you'll have a collab come out this year. Oh, girl, I hope so. I don't have anything in the works right now. I would really, really love to collab. I mean, I'm definitely like, I've had opportunities before that I've turned down just because it wasn't right for me. But I'm really hoping that, you know, the right opportunity with the right company to create the right kind of product for you guys will come along, and yeah, I really hope so. The next one says, I assume that you keep most of your thoughts about the beauty community a secret. That's not necessarily true. Like I don't know, like I feel like because I live in New Jersey, I'm so far removed from like a lot of the drama that surrounds the beauty community. And like when I also see people being like, oh my god, the beauty community is just so filled with drama, I'm like, well, maybe you're watching the wrong people, you know? Like the people that I watch are not like drama filled, and like I don't know. So I really don't keep my opinions a secret. I feel like I don't watch or get involved in like things that are really dramatic, so I just don't really have anything to like speak on. Next one says, I assume that you've had beef/issues with other YouTubers and don't like them. So I'm gonna go in with this lip gloss. This is the Tarte H2O lip gloss in Sandy Toes. No, I've actually never had beef with like anyone in the beauty community at all. Again, I think it goes back to, you know, I live in New Jersey, so I'm like kind of far removed out of a lot of the community that's in LA, and I don't mind that. I've only had really good experiences with the people that I've met in this community. Like I've met a lot of people that like before meeting them, I'm like, oh god, like I don't know what they're gonna be like, because you see stuff or read stuff about them online. And then I meet them and I'm like, oh my god, they're so nice. You know, I've definitely had better experiences with some influencers than others, like some people just being really warm and welcoming to me, and then some people just kind of being like, hi, and then like walking away. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either. So yeah, I don't know. Like I don't have beef with anybody. I've only had good experiences with people that I've met. All right, so my makeup look is pretty much done. I'm just gonna see if I can get one last one. Okay, this one is a good one to end on because it's very true. This says you eat healthy 80% of the time, and that is so true. I feel like the people on Instagram know more about like what I eat and stuff because I share a lot of my meals and things on my Instagram stories. But 80% of the time is probably spot on. Like during the week, I eat really, really good. I'm like on top of my stuff. And then a lot of times like Friday night and then Saturday, I like eat what I want. Or not even like what I want. Like I try and be mindful. Like I'll eat like pretty healthy still during the day, but when it comes to dinner time, like we like to go out to eat and I will just order what I want. And yeah, so I would say like 80% of the time I eat healthy, but the other 20% I eat what I want. And that's the way I like it. But yeah, I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about me from this video. I hope that you had fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so very much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!